For decades, science fiction gave us blueprints for tomorrow, monumental, beautiful, and terrifying visions of the futures that awaited us. We watched them on screen, read them in books, and filed them away under fiction. But what if, while we were watching, someone else was building? This is not a movie set. This is reality. And it is in this reality, in the sprawling megacities and digital infrastructure of modern China, that the futures we were promised and warned about are coming to life. This is the one place on Earth that has become a real-world laboratory for science fiction. So today we are not on a dig into the past. We are on an archaeological expedition into the present. We will unearth 4 incredible artifacts from this emerging future: the all-seeing eye of a surveillance state, the hive mind of a truly smart city, and the new frontier of the human soul itself. And through them, we will try to understand the profound choices our own future will soon force us to make. Our first artifact is an idea that has haunted science fiction for decades. The dream of a world without crime, a society so perfectly monitored, it could stop transgressions before they even happen. We saw it in Philip K. Dick's Minority Report with its pre-crime division. We saw it in George Orwell's 1984 with its all-seeing telescreens. And we saw it in animes like Psychopaths, with its Sybil system that could quantify a person's criminal potential. For decades it was a terrifying and fascinating what-if. Today it is no longer a what-if. The nervous system of many Chinese cities is the largest surveillance network ever built. Hundreds of millions of high-definition cameras, powered by sophisticated facial recognition AI, are not just watching, they are analyzing. They track movement, identify individuals, and log behavior in real time. This infrastructure is the foundation for the controversial social credit system. In its most ambitious form, it's a system that gamifies citizenship. Actions deemed positive, like paying bills on time or donating blood, can raise your score. Actions deemed negative, like jaywalking or defaulting on a loan, can lower it. A high score can grant you privileges, like easier travel and better loans. A low score can restrict them. This is the first great philosophical trade-off of the 21st century, presented in real time. The model promises a massive increase in public safety and social trust, a world with less crime, less fraud, and more accountability. The price of that safety is a world where every public action is observed, recorded, and judged by an invisible algorithmic eye. It is the vision of pre-crime, not as a police unit, but as a social utility. The question it forces us to ask is not just is it right, but does it work? Our second artifact is a dream as old as science fiction itself. The city as a perfect machine. A single, unified, intelligent organism designed for maximum efficiency. We saw it in Isaac Asimov's Trantor, a city planet run by a galactic empire. We saw it in the clean, orderly San Angeles of Demolition Man. It is the ultimate engineer's fantasy, a city with no traffic jams, no wasted energy, and no chaos. A city that thinks. In the new city of Shangan, this dream is being laid in concrete and fiber optics. Designed from the ground up to be a city of the future, it is a blueprint for a new kind of urban existence. Here, the city itself is the operating system. A vast network of sensors, connected by 5G, monitors everything: traffic flow, energy consumption, weather patterns, public transport. Fleets of autonomous vehicles handle logistics and deliveries. Lampposts are not just lights. They are multifunctional hubs with cameras, sensors, and charging points. All of this data feeds into a central AI, a city brain, that constantly analyzes and optimizes the flow of urban life. It promises a world of unprecedented convenience, a city that anticipates a traffic jam and reroutes you before it happens. A city that allocates energy exactly where it's needed, reducing waste to near zero. But this perfect efficiency requires a radical trade-off. For the city to be a single unified brain, its individual components, the people and vehicles within it, must give up their autonomy and agree to follow the logic of the central system. It presents us with the engineer's ultimate proposition, a perfectly frictionless, convenient, and optimized society. The only thing we have to sacrifice is our right to be inefficient, chaotic, and unpredictable. the right to be human. This process of decoding the blueprints of tomorrow, whether they are found in forgotten films or in the concrete reality of today, is the core of our mission. If you believe this archaeological journey into the future is essential, consider subscribing to the Future Past. Your support fuels our expedition. Our third and final artifact is not built of concrete or cameras. It is being built at the intersection of neuroscience and silicon. It is the dream of transcending the limits of the human body itself. For decades, Cyberpunk has been obsessed with this frontier. In Ghost in the Shell, a human consciousness, a ghost could be transplanted into a fully synthetic shell. In William Gibson's Neuromancer, hackers could jack directly into the global network, the cyberspace. Even in the mainstream, we saw Tony Stark manipulating holographic designs with his bare hands. This frontier is no longer fiction. Chinese companies and research institutes are in a fierce race to lead the world in brain-computer interfaces. We've seen the incredible footage of primates controlling complex robotic limbs purely through thought. The goal is to move from treating neurological damage to augmenting human capabilities, creating a direct, seamless link between the mind and the machine. At the same time, augmented reality is moving from a novelty to an infrastructure. Smart glasses are being developed not just for consumers but for industry, projecting technical data and instructions directly onto a worker's field of vision. Holographic displays are becoming a reality in public spaces, turning our world into an interactive, layered reality. This is perhaps the most profound vision of the future becoming real. It promises a world where physical disability could be a thing of the past. A world where knowledge can be accessed as easily as thinking. A world where we can reshape our reality with a wave of a hand. But it also brings with it the central question of cyberpunk. If your body can be replaced and your mind can be directly connected to a global network, where do you truly end, and where does the machine begin? It's easy to look at these artifacts, the all-seeing eye, the city brain, the ghost in the machine, and see them as something distant, alien, a uniquely Chinese phenomenon. But that is a dangerous mistake. This is the fifth and most crucial pillar of our journey, the mirror. China is not building a different future. It is simply building the same future we are, but faster, and on a scale that is impossible to ignore. They are not an anomaly. They are an accelerator. The surveillance systems that seem so dystopian are built on the same principles of data collection and algorithmic analysis that power our social media feeds and targeted ads. The dream of a perfectly efficient smart city is the same dream that drives Google's urban development projects. The race to connect the brain to a computer is the same race being run by companies like Elon Musk's Neuralink. The fundamental difference is not one of technology, but of philosophy and implementation. China's top-down, state-driven model allows it to deploy these sci-fi blueprints as a vast, integrated national infrastructure. In the West, the same technologies are being rolled out in a more decentralized, corporate-driven way, but the destination is remarkably similar. And this is why observing this real-world laboratory is so essential. It is not about judging their choices, it is about understanding ours. The Chinese experience is a beta test, a preview of the profound, society-altering questions that these technologies will force all of us to answer. It is a mirror, and it is showing us, in stark, undeniable detail, the future that is coming for us all, whether we choose to build it from the top down, or from the bottom up. The only question is, are we watching closely enough? In the end, the line between science fiction and reality has never been thinner. The blueprints we thought were for a distant, imaginary tomorrow are being used to build the world of today. The true main character of this story is not a country or a technology. It is the very concept of the future itself, accelerating towards us, forcing us to confront the profound consequences of the worlds we once only dreamed of. Here at the Future Past, we believe that this archaeology of the present is our most urgent mission. These emerging realities, these beta tests of tomorrow, are the most important stories of our time. They are the monoliths of our century, challenging us to look beyond our current limitations and to consciously choose the future we want to build. They remind us that science fiction is not just about predicting the future, it's about preparing for it. If you were captivated by this journey into the future that is already here, subscribe to our channel and join us as we continue to unearth the incredible futures that never were and decode the ones that are arriving every single day.